guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Lexi, and today, as you can tell by the title, we are here with an Anti-Valentines February TBR. So I know at this time of year everybody loves to read romance novels. Honestly, that's normally me. I love Valentine's Day. I think it's a great holiday. It's a way to show our friends, family and intimate relationships how much we care for them.
I like you a lot.
But I totally understand that it is not everyone's piece of cake. So I thought it would be exciting to show some books that are the complete opposite of Valentine's Day, and just remind you guys that if you're not celebrating Valentine's Day, you're not alone, and the best way to feel not alone is to read. So I'm going to be sharing with you guys 5 books that I think are perfect for February. I am definitely going to try and read some of these myself. I love setting myself a challenge of a TBR list. I don't always stick to them, but I do try my best. So without further ado, let's jump straight into these recommendations. The first book I'm going to show you guys definitely has a title that is very fitting for this theme, and that is Heartless by Marissa Meyer. So this is actually a fairy tale retelling of Alice in Wonderland, and it focuses on the Queen of Hearts. I've had this on my shelf for quite a while and I just consistently don't get to it, so maybe February is the month. We basically follow the Queen of Hearts before she becomes what we know in the classic story. So from the synopsis we know that she's a girl with a dream, she wants to become a baker, and she also wants to fall in love.
It's a trap!
And I guess we're going to follow her on that path. Marissa Meyer is also the author of the Lunar Chronicles, which are super popular here on Booktube and Bookstagram. So I do have pretty high expectations for this book. I do also really love fairy tales, so I really hope that I enjoy this. And I really like when we actually get villains with personality.
Do you play croquet?
So I'm definitely looking forward to picking this one up. The next book that I reckon would be great for Valentine's Day if you're not feeling the vibes would be The Gracier by Kim Liggett. This is a YA novel where all of the girls in a village end up getting magic at 16 years of age, and basically they have to go into the wild and survive out there and remove or purify themselves of this magic, and then they come back to the village and they get married.
No, thank you, Akakia.
That honestly sounds like a terrible time, so I'm excited to read about it. On the back it is sort of related to the Hunger Games. So I do think it will have sort of action and adventure vibes, and honestly the cover is just so stunning, and we've got the tagline, "The Resistance Starts Here." So I do think it's gonna be a pretty feminist novel.
Feminists are taking over. I'm an adult virgin.
I also predict that it's going to have like Lord of the Flies. As you guys would know if you watched my collaboration video with Sam where I read The Island, I absolutely love that. Seeing teenagers fend for themselves, like there's just something so intriguing about it. And I love thinking about myself in those situations, and I don't think I would make it.
Bye, Felicia.
The third recommendation on this list is Save Me from Dangerous Men by S.A.L. Chuck. And the first thing I noticed about this book on the back cover was bookseller by day, badass by night. Ooh. And honestly that just sounds amazing straight away. We basically follow our main character Nikki, who owns a bookstore, and she also works as a private investigator
Or something.
She is basically investigating another woman, and from the premise we sort of get the impression that she's being set up by men. Honestly, 100% believable. And Nikki, as the private investigator, is going to be the one to fix the narrative and save the woman. So this is an adult crime fiction novel, whereas the other two were YA. So I would definitely say if you haven't read a lot of adult crime, maybe check if this has any trigger warnings before you jump into it. But to me, it does sound like another fantastic novel with female and single empowerment, and the plot just sounds really cool. So my next 2 recommendations are books that I I have actually read, and they are How to Get Over a Boy and What a Time to Be Alone by Chidera Egeru. You may have seen these ones floating around on Bookstagram. There was a lot of conflict and discussion around these books. They actually came out before Women Don't Owe You Pretty by Florence Given. I'll pop that up on the side here. It is a really great book, but the thing is, it is super similar to these two, even down to like the style and the illustrations. And while Florence has said she was inspired by Chidera's books, there is a lot of debate over whether enough credit has been given. I have read both, and just personally I prefer these two, but I would highly recommend Florence's book as well. I also think if you enjoyed either, you will enjoy the other. I read Florence's book first in December 2020, and then I ended up picking up these two in 2021, like January.
Like the year of just realizing stuff.
And they're honestly just fantastic. They make you reflect on not only yourself, but who you are in a relationship, what you accept in relationships, and just relationships in general, really. It goes for partners and friends, family. They cover so much more than what they say on the cover. While this one is sort of situated around breakups, I do think it is important to read while you are in a relationship. Same with What a Time to Be Alone. They just really help you gain perspective, and as we all know, it can be difficult to see things when you are in a relationship. So when you see them printed on the page and from like a third party who has absolutely no idea who you are, I think it helps you really absorb what's being said and process it. They feature really stunning illustrations and quote pages as well, so they really don't take that long to read. If I get through all three of these books, I would consider like rereading these, but to me this looks like enough pages. But if you yourself don't have that much time to read, I would probably recommend the last two. Or if you just want something to read on the day, you can definitely get through like both, if not one of these in one day. So that is all of the recommendations I have to share for you guys. Let me know down in the comments if you have any other books you think would make a good reading list for an anti-Valentines or anti-love February. Or feel free to let me know what you're doing to celebrate the holiday. Don't forget to give this video a like if you haven't already, and subscribe to my channel. I will speak to you guys in the next video. Bye!